Creative approaches to healthcare, education, and wellness. Each week, we explore new ways that creativity can reach and connect individuals in all stages of health and wellness. Join us as our host, Bree Gordon, board-certified music therapist and managing partner with the Palm Beach Music Therapy Institute, interviews professionals, volunteers, and community members from healthcare and educational backgrounds. If you are at home or near a computer, you can join us via live streaming video at facebook.com/connections by Aria. We hope you enjoy the program and find new ways to bring the joy of creativity into your life and the lives of those you love. Hello, thank you so much for joining us tonight. You are listening to and watching Connections. I'm your host, Bree Gordon, board-certified music therapist, here locally in beautiful, oftentimes sunny, South Florida with the Palm Beach Music Therapy Institute. Again, it is a bit gray and rainy out there, so if you are joining us via the radio tonight and you're on the road, safe travels. Hopefully this next hour will get you wherever you need to go safely. If you are home safe in front of a computer screen, I hope you'll check out our live video stream happening now at facebook.com/connections by Aria. Once you do, you will see that I am in my very patriotic red, white, and blue today because that's one of the holidays of the week. Actually, the holiday of today is Flag Day. Fun fact. I don't know if you knew that or not. Today is Flag Day. And it's also, we're celebrating Father's Day, which is coming up on Sunday. So if you have not gotten your card or tea time or whatever your wonderful Father's Day tradition is yet, here's your friendly reminder. So this show is all about honoring dads and fathers and father figures and whatever that means to you, whether you are able to honor them in person this week or maybe be comforted by memories of them. This is what we're going to be talking about today. And as always, like every show, I want to hear from you all. So again, if you are able to check out our Facebook stream, join us there, and I love to hear your comments. What I've been asking people today is, what do you think makes someone a good dad? What are qualities of a good dad? Again, keeping in mind that this dad, father figure, it's individual to each person, right? It can be a dad, a stepdad, a grandfather, an uncle, someone in your community that was a strong male figure to you. Whatever that means to you, what are qualities that you think sets a good example or just really exemplifies a good father figure? So I wanted to read a couple I asked on Facebook earlier today, and I got some really awesome answers. So I want to see if you agree with these, or maybe hearing these qualities makes you think of someone in your own life that you would like to honor. Shout them out on Facebook. Tag them. Call into the show and give them a shout out. 888-565-1470. Again, today is all about Father's Day, which we're going to be honoring the dads in our lives through music, of course, and also through stories. We're going to be talking to a super dad in our community who is in his made a big career change to basically be a professional advocate and resource for children with autism, inspired by his own personal story. So we're going to be hearing a lot from Randy today, coming up in a little bit. But again, I wanted to read to you, this is what our Facebook community has to say about what makes someone a good dad. He loves, is patient, listens, protects, is strong, emotionally, physically supportive. He's not your friend, he's your dad, which is so much more. He wrestles with his sons and plays dress up with his daughters. I love that. Beyond being a loving parent, treats others well. In other words, walks the walk and provides a steady example. Oh, Sam, this was the most popular one today. Terrible jokes and embarrassing your kids in the grocery store by keeping up with cool trends. That's awesome. I love that. Sense of humor, compassionate, able to pick his battles, great mentor, and even better example. That was a popular answer today. I love this. The best thing a father can do for his children is to love their mother. That's great. Sense of humor, most definitely. But one of the biggest things that I admire about and thank my dad for, says Abby, is being my doorstop. He's always there to catch me when I can't stop myself from slipping. That's awesome. Fun, wise, and patient. And I think this is one of my favorites. This would be my answer if I answered my own question. Being present. I love that. That means so much for whatever the situation is, just being there, being present. So these are incredible qualities, obviously have described a pretty amazing person, which, again, maybe brings to mind someone in your own life that you may have an opportunity to either honor or remember this week. So maybe you'll get some good ideas for that. And if it is a tough week, which I'll personally share it is for me, having been without my father for many years. I lost him when I was very young. So I identify with you if you're in that camp as well. And may you be comforted by not only memories, but also by identifying different people in your life that you see these qualities in, which I've been so lucky to have recently in my life, a great father, and get to watch my boyfriend be a father and set the example that he sets, and it's just been such a gift. So happy Father's Day, Jeff. I appreciate you very much. So we are celebrating Father's Day all week. The way that I celebrate anything, and many of us do, this hour is all about how we can use creativity, outside of the box thinking to reach, honor, connect people. Music is obviously such a great way that we can do this. So through my sessions, through working with seniors with neurodegenerative disorders, we've been talking about oftentimes a lot of these things we're talking about are memories for these individuals. A lot of them are in their 70s, 80s, 90s. Their parents have since passed on, but they are comforted by these strong connections and memories with their parents. So one way we can do that is through songwriting, through talking about different themes of what maybe they shared with their parents. For example, a big popular answer that I heard this week, sharing sports or going to sporting events. So sharing music like Take Me Out to the Ball Game. Another big answer was my dad always worked really hard. He was committed to providing for our family. So would do, I've been working on the railroad. So different things like this. I just want to encourage you, if there is someone in your life that you're trying to reach on this level to maybe bring up some of these positive memories, if that's appropriate for Father's Day, try music. Try music that they shared together, shared with their father. Maybe if dancing was a big thing, a lot of people learn to dance from watching their parents dance, integrate that in a way. And we're going to be honoring Father's Day with music in our community with a pretty cool open mic night event coming up tomorrow. So we're going to talk about that in just a minute. Before we do, I want to remind everyone of an event that we have, two events actually we have going on next week. Connections is for the first time ever taking the show on the road, not too far. We're just going down to Meisner up the street a little bit here. We're going to be at Junior's Restaurant and Cheesecake for our live taping of our show. First time ever live taping with an audience. I'm so excited. From 6 to 7. And we're going to be promoting our event that's going on also at Meisner on Thursday from 6 to 9. We're doing a Longest Day Karaoke for a Cause charity event. So what the Longest Day is, you hear me talk about the Alzheimer's Association and the Walk to End Alzheimer's. This is their other signature event other than the walk that happens in the fall. And it's around June 21st, which is next Wednesday, the longest day of the year, the summer solstice. And the idea is to pick something and any activity that you love. Like, if you just think about what can I do? I have more time in this day than any other day of the year. I want to do something that I love. I just think that concept is so cool. And I want to do it to honor and advocate for and fight for someone who is living with or maybe has passed from this disease, looking for hope and a cure for the future. So, of course, when I'm thinking about what activities would I pick to celebrate the longest day, I'm thinking music, singing, being with friends, being out with food and spirits and just having fun. I can't think of anything more enjoyable than that, and raising money for a good cause. So that's exactly what we're going to be doing. So from 6 to 9 on Thursday at Meisner at the Dubliner, we have a charity karaoke event that is going to be judged by 3 celebrity guest judges, which is really exciting, including a bachelor. We've got Jesse Campo, who is a Latin singer, who also a very familiar face and voice to this radio station. And we have Josh Cohen, who is an ESPN radio announcer. All 3 of them are going to be judging our 10 local singers. Then they're going to be selecting 3 and picking a winner from there. So it's going to be a lot of fun. $30 ticket gets you dinner, a drink, entertainment, and a raffle ticket, and a donation to the Alzheimer's Association. So our motto is have fun, do good. It's going to be a great time. You can contact me if you're interested in tickets at Bree, B-R-E-E, at pbmti.com. or you can go to Eventbrite and search for Karaoke for a Cause in Boca Raton, and you'll see it there. So again, Wednesday, the 21st, we're going to be at Juniors at Meisner doing our live taping of the show, getting ready for Thursday. Join us there if you can. I'd love to meet you. And then in addition to, or instead of that, check us out on Thursday at Dubliner. 6 to 9 is going to be the karaoke event. It's going to be a lot of fun. All right, so again, we're celebrating Father's Day today. My guests today, first we're going to be talking to Elisa and Brian, who, if you've been watching the show since the beginning, first of all, thank you. I literally would not be sitting here doing this without you guys. But if you have been, you know that I've only ever, in the history of, oh my gosh, I think I've done like over 80 shows now, only ever have I ever left this baby of mine in the hands of anyone else. And that was Brian and Elisa. And they were amazing. They were so cute. I can't believe I even was allowed back in here. Everybody loved it. It was great. So they are no strangers to the program. You will probably recognize their voices because they're also going to do some music for us today. They're hosting a really, really cool open mic night opportunity in Broward County tomorrow night. They're going to be talking about that, share some Father's Day themed music with everyone. Then we're going to be talking to a super dad, super advocate in our community. I can't wait for you to meet Randy. He's been on the program a few months ago, and we're so glad to have him back again. So again, stick around. Lots of amazing guests, lots of amazing people to introduce you to right after this quick commercial break. Are you a music therapist or part of the music therapy community? If so, we're excited to announce Aria. Aria is a mobile app that provides tools, resources, and community for today's modern music therapist. You can plan, implement, and share music therapy interventions with the community, keep track of your schedule and contacts, and learn from other members in our community section. Best of all, Aria is free. Visit arianow.com to get started today. The Palm Beach Music Therapy Institute is a professional music therapy practice serving medical, community, and educational settings throughout Southeast Florida. With our experienced team of 11 board-certified music therapists, we use music and research-based therapeutic interventions to help individuals of all ages and abilities reach their goals and increase their quality of life. For more information on our services and programs, please visit our website at pbmti.com. Engage with us on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, or call us at 561-747-9944. You are listening to Palm Beach Music Therapy Connections. If you'd like to join the conversation, the toll-free number is 888-565-1470. Now back to the show. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. You are listening to and watching Connections. We did a little bit of rearranging here in the meantime, but I'm so excited to welcome both Brian and Lisa back to Connections. Thank you guys so much for being here. January was a year since you guys took it over for me.
Oh my God.
Crazy.
What was that like?
It was an experience. I think.
I loved watching it. It made
we
me,
had so much fun. It was really good.
I loved watching it. It was so. Oh God, you're just so cute. I can't stand it. I can't possibly compete with this cuteness on my own. It was just. You guys are awesome. You've done music on the show before. We've talked about the work that you've done before. But since that time, we've expanded into FM and we've expanded into the Facebook group. So you may have a whole new audience that just doesn't know how much they love you yet. So, Elisa, if you wouldn't mind starting, just share a little bit about who you are, what you do, and how you got into the position you're at to bring music to the community now.
Sure, absolutely. I am a music therapist. I currently work for TrustBridge Health, which is a hospice organization in the community, which is where Brian and I actually met about 4 years ago. And we started playing music together and really were enjoying the way that we sounded and started this group, Counseled and Composed. So we've been doing some events in the community, kind of gigging, weddings, birthday parties, anything, you name it. We've pretty much done it all at this point. So we just recently started doing the open mic nights. We've teamed up with Broski Cider Works, which is a craft cider brewing company in Pompano Beach, Florida. And basically, we're showcasing local artists and music by co-hosting an open mic night alongside with them. And so this is an opportunity for local music lovers to discover new talent and learn about craft ciders in an intimate setting. So yeah, that's how we got involved with that, and it's something that we just started last month, and hopefully it'll be an ongoing thing once a month. And we're just excited to bring that to the community.
Is it the first time they had live music there at Broski?
Yeah. As far as I'm aware, at least they've only been open since January.
Oh,
was when they started. So they're a relatively new business, but it's great. I mean, they were super welcoming to us and our idea. We threw the idea at them because we wanted to do an open mic night somewhere, and they said, "Yeah, we'd love to have you guys give it a shot." And we had a great turnout, and now we're continuing on to our second one. And
amazing cider, amazing.
Yeah.
Brian and I are both.
I was gonna say, being
cider
the aficionados
fans.
that we are, you guys always let me
Cider
know. You got your
snobs.
finger a little more on the pulse than me, and I'm like, all right, let them try it out first. If you vouch for it, I'm down for it. That's awesome. Brian, who are you? We skipped your intro.
Who am I, Bree?
Oh my gosh.
goodness!
How long is this
Self-discovery. Well,
I started in North New York.
Bree's shadow.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's right. We have quite some similar backgrounds, I know.
It's true.
But I'm also a board certified music therapist. That's, as Elisa said, that's actually how we met. Was working for Trustbridge Hospice, and still going on. Oh my god, a few years now. Jeez. But now I'm since moved into the AV
you
world.
abandoned us.
I'm still certified, but yes, I've moved into now AV and audiovisual. I work down at the Diplomat Beach Resort there as an AV concierge. So, yes, schmancy. I have to wear a suit to work.
Yeah.
So
we don't
cool.
do that. We don't do that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
yeah.
You like and it's funny because between you and Randy, who was a West Palm Beach police officer, now runs a sensory gym, kind of designed around the idea of finding a program for his sons to go to. This second career change kind of idea. You also represent that, and you're enjoying it?
Yeah, definitely. It's funny because it actually does relate in a lot of different ways. I mean, of course, you have working in a hospice, you're working with people, hospitality, there's still that same people piece, so you got to still, care as much as you do, in a similar way.
Sure.
And people really do appreciate that in that setting. And so I think it's been a pretty smooth transition considering.
Very cool.
Yeah.
And also great to have advocates for the work that we do, even if you're not in the
too.
field, they're out there and talking to people. And I'm sure you're meeting interesting people every day with different opportunities. So, but you don't get to fulfill that music need every day. I mean, we're lucky in that, right? I mean, sometimes it's oftentimes not our music, but at least we get a little bit of that. So this is like, what a perfect way to keep that in your life. Not only the performing through Counseled and Composed, but also to bring people together through these open mics. I love it.
Yes.
So we're going to do a little taster of some of the music that, well, actually not exactly the songs, but just the style of music. It's acoustic based, right? But we're tailoring it a little bit to fit our Father's Day theme today. So Brian and I are going to start out with, again, one of our kind of favorites that we have in common.
Yeah.
I remember we shared the Wind video, and you remember with the Cat Stevens, so beautiful. So
who doesn't love Cat Stevens?
If you
come
don't,
come on.
you need to get counseled and composed, basically. All right, I'm going to move back a little bit because we have to fit two guitars in this space.
That is going to be a little bit of a squeeze.
Yeah, bear with us for a moment.
We'll make it
Don't
work.
knock the camera over.
Trying not to knock any
We're in a
devices over. And
it's fine. I just hit that.
We're used to cramming into tight quarters with our
All
guitar.
right, you're cabling. I'm not. So we're gonna do a little Cat Stevens, appropriate for Father's Day, a little father and son, which I did not know was a conversation between a father and a son. Fun fact.
Cool, yeah, right?
Yeah, one might assume, but I did not.
Cat Stevens, so crafty.
Oh, he's so crafty. He's the craftiest. I love it. All right. And for the impressive guitar section of this song, it's not me.
Well, we'll try. We'll give it the solid college try.
I like it.
All right. Ready?
It's not time to make a change. Just relax, take it easy. You're still young. that's your fault. There's so much you have to know. Find a girl, settle down. If you want, you can marry. Look at me, I am old, but I'm happy. I was once like you are now, but I know that it's not easy to be calm when you found something going on. Take your time, think a lot, and think of everything you've got, for you will still be here tomorrow, but your dreams may not. How can I try to explain when I do he turns away again? It's always been the same old story. From the moment I could talk, I was ordered to listen. Now there's a way, and I know that I have to go away. I know I have to go. It's not time to make a change. Just sit down, take it slowly. You're still young, that's your fault. There's so much you have to go through. Find a girl, settle down. If you want, you can marry. Look at me, I'm old, but I'm happy. All the times that I've cried, keeping all the things I knew inside. It's hard, but it's harder to ignore it. If they were right, I'd agree, but it's them they know, not me. Now there's a way, and I know that I have to go away. I know I have to go. Thank you, making all my Cat Stevens dreams come true. I love it. And you know, I have to say, as I'm singing that, I mean, just as we were talking about, music is such a part of these days when we're honoring and remembering people, and honoring what Father's Day means to everybody, and it does mean something different to each person. I always want to be sensitive to that, again, because of my own situation. And you know, for me, that father role was so filled by my mom having to step into that position of being both parents, and this is just a song and an artist that I shared with her. So thank you, Mom, for that and for giving that gift of music to me, because this is the only way we're going to pass on songs from the 60s and 70s and all this music is through the generations. So I'm so thankful for that gift. So anyways, just wanted to throw that tidbit in there. You guys have another Father's Day song for us.
We do.
Awesome. Let's get right into that. And you need my assistance?
Possibly, yes.
Okay. I can do that.
Let me just see here. Okay. Oh, man. Just get a little adjusted.
Are you guys playing at the open mic tomorrow?
Yeah, we've been kicking it off for the first 15, 20 minutes or so just to get it going, and then passing the torch.
Awesome.
So,
Covers or originals or?
We've been doing covers, but last time one of our friends, Trent, sang a few of his originals. So it's
cool.
It's a mix of both.
And we welcome music of all kinds.
I love it. I
kinds.
love it. And people who are listening tonight, can they just come and play? Do they have to sign up or anything?
Absolutely. So sign-ups are starting tomorrow at 6 at Broski Ciderworks, and that's in Pompano Beach. And music will start at 7 o'clock. Yeah.
First come, first
till 10.
serve.
Yep.
Very, very cool. All right, let's get right back to the music.
Okay. Okay. Let me get a little warmed up here first. All right, here we go. A child arrived just the other day. He came to the world in the usual way, but there were planes to catch and bills to pay. He learned to walk while I was away, and he was talking before I knew it. And as he grew, he said, I'm gonna be like you, Dad. You know I'm gonna be like you. And the cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon, little boy blue and the man on the moon. When you're coming home, Dad, I don't know when, but we'll get together then, son. You know we'll have a good time then. My son turned 10 just the other day. He said, thanks for the ball, Dad, come on, let's play. Can you teach me to throw? I said, not today, a lot to do. He said, that's okay. And he said, I'm gonna be like him, yeah. You know I'm gonna be like him. And the cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon, little boy blue and the man on the moon. When you're coming home, Dad, I don't know when, but we'll get together then, son. You know we'll have a good time then. Well, he came home from college just the other day, so much like a man, I just had to say, son, I'm proud of you. Can you sit for a while? Shook his head and he said with a smile, what I'd really like, Dad, is to borrow the car keys. See you later, can I have them, please? And the cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon, little boy blue and the man on the moon. When you're coming home, son, I don't know when, but we'll get together then, Dad. You know we'll have a good time then. I'm long since retired, my son's moved away. Called him up just the other day. He said, I'd like to see you if you don't mind. He said, I'd love to, Dad, if I could find the time. You see, my new job's a hassle and the kids have the flu, but it's sure nice talking to you, Dad. It's been sure nice talking to you. And the cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon, little boy blue and the man on the moon. When you're coming home, son, I don't know when, but we'll get together then, Dad. You're gonna have a good time then.
If you do not have like tears listening to that song, just not human. It's so beautiful. And what, yesterday I was like, hey, can you guys come on, 1? And 2, can you do something for Father's Day? Yes, let's just learn this whole thing in the next 10 minutes. Did I even give you that much time? I probably asked you this morning, I don't even remember.
It was yesterday.
It was yesterday. Oh, good.
We had
I'm
a
doing
day.
better.
A day.
You had a day. Come on. Beautiful. Beautiful. I mean, we get each other. And vocalists, I'm thrilled. I love being a vocalist. It's cheap. It's easy to take around.
So,
you know?
yeah, so handy.
But those fingers and the
I know.
guitar, I just wish I could
not
do
fair.
that. It's not fair.
It's a little practice.
It's like, I don't even want to do that for a job anymore. I'm going to go do something else. I don't even need that.
I'm such a snob.
Oh my gosh, no. Beautiful, beautiful. It's always such a treat to have you guys on, to listen to your music, to get to share music with you tomorrow. I'm really looking forward to tomorrow. One more time at our last minute, where people can check out your open mic night tomorrow.
Yes, tomorrow it is at Broski Cider Works in Pompano Beach. Sign-ups start at 6 p.m. and music starts at 7 p.m. You can also follow Broski Cider Works to get more information and see a live stream of our open mic that they post on their Facebook page. Follow them at Broski Cider. That's BROSKI Cider, CIDER, in case you needed to know. And on Instagram also. So yeah, check it out. It's going to be an awesome time. It's going to be giveaways and drink specials all night, and awesome music and good company.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm gonna come. I'm gonna hopefully play with Trent. Some of the songs we've done on the air here, just have so much fun. Anytime we're in this community of just sharing music, hopefully get to meet some new musicians.
Yes.
If you are a musician that's waiting to be discovered, not only come to the open mic, but maybe you want to come on the show as well. So that's a place you could maybe come meet me. A little incentive, eh? I don't know if that's incentive or scaring everyone away from me. Oh, I like what you did there. At least even Brian Halliday, check them out tomorrow at the open mic at Broski Cidery. I can't wait to see you guys there. We're going to go to a quick commercial break. When we come back, can't wait to introduce you to Randy. Be right back. Are you a music therapist or part of the music therapy community? If so, we're excited to announce Aria. Aria is a mobile app that provides tools, resources, and community for today's modern music therapist. You can plan, implement, and share music therapy interventions with the community, keep track of your schedule and contacts, and learn from other members in our community section. Best of all, Aria is free. Visit arianow.com to get started today. The Palm Beach Music Therapy Institute is a professional music therapy practice serving medical, community, and educational settings throughout Southeast Florida. With our experienced team of 11 board-certified music therapists, we use music and research-based therapeutic interventions to help individuals of all ages and abilities reach their goals and increase their quality of life. For more information on our services and programs, please visit our website at pbmti.com, engage with us on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, or call us at 561-747-9944. You are listening to Palm Beach Music Therapy Connections. If you'd like to join the conversation, the toll-free number is 888-565-1470. Now back to the show. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. You are listening to and watching Connections. I'm your host, Bree Gordon. If you missed the first half of our show, I hope you will go back to our Facebook page at facebook.com/Connections by Aria and check out the live video stream. Everything is being recorded and archived there. So if you want to check out something that already happened tonight's program or a previous show, check it out there. I love to hear from those who are listening and watching. So tonight, my question to you is, what are qualities that make a good dad, whatever that means to you, a father figure in your life? What are some of these admirable qualities? So I'm going to be checking the comments during commercial breaks, or you can call into the show. This is a great opportunity to maybe honor a father in your life that you'd like to give it a little shout out to. So you can do that through Facebook or call into the show 888-565-1470. We started off tonight with some music that is inspired, obviously written inspired by father relationships, but also can be used to celebrate that relationship in your life. And now we're going to continue that on with some stories. So I'm so excited to have Randy Molly on the program again. Thank you so much, Randy, for being here.
Thank you so much for having me, Bree.
My pleasure. Boy, when were you on before?
Probably about 8 months ago.
Wow.
Yep.
Because it was before Triumph opened.
Yep, correct.
It's been 8 months?
Yep, we opened back in December, so it was probably October, I'm guessing.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wow, time is really flying. And in that time, so when you came on before, we're really talking about the concept and the dream for Triumph Kids and what inspired you to start that, you and your wife, Chrissy. But for those that maybe didn't get to see that interview, if you want to just kind of start with your background and what led you to starting Triumph.
Sure. So we had our boys back in 2011, March 2011 they were born. And about 19 or 20 months into their lives, we started to see some delays and some issues. And from there, we got a diagnosis of autism for both of them, so twin boys. And that led us on a journey to try to figure out, number one, what to do with them. And that, in turn, led to what can we do for other families that are like us and that have the challenges that we have. And the logical conclusion that we came to after a period of time was that we wanted to create a space that was good for all families, regardless of whether or not you had any challenges whatsoever, but that would provide therapy and provide some of the things that our boys needed and that we thought would be good for other folks as well.
That's awesome. You know, it just made me think of this quote that I saw that another really passionate, amazing mom, her daughter has Down syndrome, that I saw she shared on Facebook, that it said, inclusion is sometimes messy, but it's time to start putting the person before perfection. I loved that.
Yeah, I love it too. That's a great way to put
I
it.
love that. We get so into this, schedule of everything looking perfect. And, that's just part of our society. We like things to look nice and clean and simple and organized, and we forget about the people in the meantime. So just when you were mentioning that place, not just for one specific diagnosis, but for all kids to come together, I love it. Put the person in front of the perfect image. Anyways, just made me think of that. I thought you might appreciate it too. You guys are amazing. When we met before, again, we were all excited for, first of all, your grand opening coming up and this idea of maybe music therapy being a part of it and partnering. And now we're looking 8 months later to be able to see the role that music's had in it, and also all the myriad of classes and really cool things that you guys are offering, like parents' nights out and different things like that, for really just to support and lift up the community as a whole. That's amazing.
That's a big, community is a big part for us. And you speak to the inclusion side of it. And really from the foundational point of view, we wanted to create a space and an environment that was wholly and completely inclusive. You see spaces that kind of go in one direction or the other, where there'll be specifically for kids that have special needs. And then you see a lot of parents and a lot of families that may want to draw away from that because they don't want to feel like they have any type of labeling going on or anything that they would feel uncomfortable with. Almost as if, sometimes you don't want to see the messy part of it. We want to try to avoid that. We wanted to make it to where it was all inclusive, where we didn't put labels on anything and everybody was welcome, everybody could come. You may see some things, and we tell people all the time, you may see behaviors in the gym from kids that you wouldn't see anywhere else. But to be exposed to that and to have that opportunity to see that and to grow from that and to create the community that revolves around that. And we've seen that grow over the last 6 months, where, people that come to our gym and create relationships with their families, and to have that opportunity to provide that space for folks in a non-threatening environment that's hopefully is nurturing of those types of relationships, I think is just such a valuable thing to do.
Yeah, absolutely. I've just gotten to see a little bit of it in the work that I've done over the years. And one example that I have is working in a daycare setting, a preschool setting, and an inclusion type classroom, and to see the kids 3, 4, 5 just saying, hey, but Jimmy, we'll just use for a name, but I can tell that Jimmy doesn't really like maybe that instrument that he has. Is there something we can do as a group to make it so that he feels comfortable? I'm like, I would see this week after week. I'm like, when do we learn, or maybe things are changing, when do kids, adults learn to reject that? Because I'm seeing this pure form of kids just saying, hey, this is fun, but what would be better if we could all do this together, and everyone was having a fun time.
Well, and I think that's we see that all the time, the purity of children, where before they create different types of perceptions of what they've learned, because it's learned behavior, what they learn to accept or not accept. And I think that's such a powerful thing. And I think that if we can try to work towards that and try to create those types of feelings and bonds early on, and obviously you see it as much, if not more than I do, I think that's so important to be able to foster that type of mentality in kids, so that they do, when they see a child that's not acting the way that they expected or they're used to, well, that's a perfect chance to come in and say, hey, let's do this, or let's look at that.
Yeah, that's so cool. What was this change like for you now that you're kind of settling into it, this complete career change, I imagine? Well, maybe you see some similarities, some skills that you learned during your first life as an officer playing out now. What has that transition been like for you?
It was a little crazy at first. Purely from the business point of view, saying as from the business acumen side of it, I rely much more on my wife than I have that skill set, because it's certainly not something that I've developed over a period of time. Managing budgets, sure, that type of personnel issues, that kind of thing, is all well and good for me. I have no issues with that. But when it comes to the actual business management, entrepreneurial side of it, I've really leaned upon her to really develop that for our business and for myself as well.
Is she doing your social media?
No, that would be me.
Oh, because I love your social media presence. Honestly, it's awesome. I mean, so kudos to you. You're marketing.
I've had a lot of good pointers. I will tell you that.
That's great.
I've been very, very fortunate to meet a lot of really good people that have been willing to offer their kind of time and effort into it, and kind of some good tips on how to do it. So that's been incredibly beneficial. Skill set wise, I will say probably the best thing that I learned or developed over a long period of time in law enforcement is crowds and being around a lot of noise and a
Yeah.
lot of hectic, crazy behavior and being able to try to process that.
Sure.
And it sounds like an odd thing to say, but if you're standing and doing crowd control, and I can remember doing crowd control for those that might remember back in 2000 for the hanging Chad incident of Palm Beach County, and having to work with Jesse Jackson's detail and trying to protect him and trying to deal with the crowds and the issues we had. It's crazy. I mean, those kind of things are just crazy, but it's interesting how that applies to a kid's gym, because in reality, you're dealing with a lot of the same noises and the same challenges, and it actually did help. It's been very beneficial, actually.
That's really interesting. Just for those who maybe haven't had a chance to see your space or even see images on social media, I love the look of your gym. I love, and I got to see it before all that was in there,
Right.
when
Yep.
construction was just kind of finishing up,
Yep.
and then for the opening, and then a little while down the road to really see it getting loved and played in and all of that. Just kind of give us a visual of what it looks like when you walk into your space.
The most important thing that we tried to strive for, well, two things really, but one was an open feeling. We didn't want to create hiding spots. We wanted line of sight for both the parents and for us as well, and for the kids themselves also, so you could see the entire space. Because hiding spots tend to be an issue, especially if kids have challenges, because oftentimes you'll see kids will go to areas that they feel like they can shelter in. We wanted to not create those types of spaces.
Sure.
That's number one thing. The second thing is the color itself, the theme itself. We had a lot of advice that told us bright colors, put murals on the walls. We had some suggestions of kids doing different types of activities on the wall, that type of thing. Ultimately, and I loved all of that, but we shied away from it because we wanted to create a soothing environment. We figured the gym itself, the physical part of the gym, was going to be enough for the kids to get them up and get them excited.
Yeah.
We wanted
I'm
the color
excited
theme.
walking in there.
Well, the zip line and the
so fun.
trampolines and the
Yeah.
swings, and most of the kids get super excited when it gets to
Sure.
when they want to go in. But we wanted the overall kind of look of it to be as calming as we could possibly make it, given the fact of all the different things that we have.
Yeah, for sure. No, the colors are so inviting. And one of the things I really love when we talked about this before is that, in your experience and other, parents that I've talked to, that it is often a challenge with siblings. When you have maybe a child on the spectrum with any kind of exceptional needs, they're going to a lot of appointments, they're going to a lot of therapies, and oftentimes the other sibling is kind of following along and doesn't always have maybe something fun to look forward to, and may even start to feel frustrated, over that their schedule's
Right.
relying on that, and that you wanted to create a space where that sibling or even maybe a friend to come along would feel it would be something that, and also that the child going to an appointment they would look forward to, that would change the whole perception of even going to this. So I love that marriage between the gym and also the therapies that you offer. So you want to speak to the therapeutic piece a bit?
Sure. It was a huge thing for us. Obviously, again, you're speaking to experience with our boys having to go to so much therapy, and they still do, and they most likely will for a long period of time. You're going to all these different places, and most of them are in a clean environment. I'm missing the word of a pure
Sterile?
environment, sterile environment. There you go, where you're just going to the appointment and then you're leaving, because that's the way that it's designed. That's the whole purpose of
Right.
what you're doing. We wanted to create a space where you still had that, so you still have the private therapy side, so you can get the different types of therapy that you needed, but you also had the fun side. And it's a mix of the two, just exactly what you said. So siblings can come and have a good time, because oftentimes, let's face it, they get left out, and that's not fair. So we wanted to create that space where they could do their own thing, they could play, have a good time, have fun, and then their sibling could also get therapy that they needed. And like you said, there's a reward part of it, and that was a big thing for us too. So you can use the therapy, get through the tough part, get through the part that you have to do, and then you can go out and play and have a good time and just be like every other child there is.
Yeah, that's awesome. Not even just be like them, just be.
Yeah.
And just I love that pure energy that, again, it contributes to the environment when you just walk in. Really quickly before we go to a commercial break, if you just want to list, and we'll come back to this after the break and reiterate and expand a bit, but list some of the therapies that you guys are offering.
Sure. So we have speech therapy, we have occupational therapy, we have physical therapy, we have music therapy, which we love.
We're thrilled to be
And-
there.
Yeah, it's a wonderful partnership, and we're so happy that we have it. And then we also do social skills groups as well.
Oh, that's great. And programs for parents and
We're just probably in the next month or so. We're gonna start doing parent workshops, and
Okay.
we're gonna also we're partnering with another group to do sibling workshops, which again
Awesome.
speaks to that part where the
Yes.
siblings can feel like they have a stake. They have a part of this as well, and they can get some. There's counseling that'll be a part of that as well, but it's designed to be fun.
I love it. So that holistic approach, knowing that the family, it's part of this. It's part of this journey,
Yeah.
for the child. That's great. We're going to expand more on some of the programs and talk about how people can get in touch with you if they're interested right after this quick commercial break. Are you a music therapist or part of the music therapy community? If so, we're excited to announce Aria. Aria is a mobile app that provides tools, resources, and community for today's modern music therapist. You can plan, implement, and share music therapy interventions with the community, keep track of your schedule and contacts, and learn from other members in our community section. Best of all, Aria is free. Visit arianow.com to get started today. The Palm Beach Music Therapy Institute is a professional music therapy practice serving medical, community, and educational settings throughout Southeast Florida. With our experienced team of 11 board-certified music therapists, we use music and research-based therapeutic interventions to help individuals of all ages and abilities reach their goals and increase their quality of life. For more information on our services and programs, please visit our website at pbmti.com, engage with us on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, or call us at 561-747-9944. You are listening to Palm Beach Music Therapy Connections. If you'd like to join the conversation, the toll-free number is 888-565-1470. Now back to the show. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. You are listening to and watching Connections. I'm your host, Bree Gordon, here with Randy Molly from Triumph Kids. Thank you again so much for taking the time, Randy. As
Sure.
you were just sharing between the break, running around. You're a business owner, you're a dad, you're an advocate. You're like, hey, I made it when I made it, through traffic, gotta go to this appointment, gotta attend to the business. So I understand half of that. I don't understand the busy parent part, but I understand the business owner part, and so I really appreciate you taking the time to come share. I wanted to tell you that, wanted to do a show about Father's Day and kind of sent out a little feelers to the community. Who should we highlight? And Abby, our therapist, Miss Abby, with PBMTI, messaged me immediately. She's like, you gotta have Randy. Yeah, so I wanted to let you know that
Thank you.
we really think highly of you and Chrissy and everything that you guys are doing. And so cool, again, to have had this conversation thinking about what this might all look like 8 months down the road. I think our topic that show was starting a new business.
Yes,
And we
correct.
were talking about marketing and social media and all these things. So, I mean, what is your take, even beyond the transition, but just launching a new business, doing it, with your family? What were the expectations versus reality? What does that feel like now?
It's been mostly what we expected. There's been some differences that we kind of some unexpected things that happened. One of them has been the challenges of the boys kind of living in the gym a little bit, and kind of making it feel like it's their gym, and they do. They 100% think it's their gym. So we spend a lot of our time running around cleaning up after them. And they love to go and make messes, and they really, truly treat the whole entire gym like it's theirs. They've adapted to it pretty well. I'm a little bit surprised by, if I was to say one thing, would be that they're a little bit hesitant sometimes to play with the other kids, which I think in some ways that's like a big part for us to grow on. And I think that's something that we're really focusing on with them, is trying to get them to where that balance of it's my place, but it's my place with all my friends here.
Yeah.
And try to balance those two things out. So we're working on that. And they have so many friends and so many of their classmates that come there all the
that's
time.
awesome.
So
From school
Yep.
to, oh, cool.
Yeah. So that's a good thing. And we're just working on trying to develop those relationships with them outside, to take the classroom work and then bring that into the gym so that they can kind of develop those relationships and continue those on.
Oh, that's really neat. And that consistency, I'm sure, is comforting to them
I
as
think
well,
so.
too.
Yeah, I think so,
And
too.
how cool for them to have that feeling of ownership of like, yeah, come on over.
Oh, yeah.
Let me show you my
Oh,
space. Yeah, that's pretty
Yep.
neat. And which gives you an interesting perspective of being dad and not just kind of gym owner and overseeing this, and for Chrissy being mom as well. And so obviously looking at the big picture, making sure everything is going well and all our families are happy, but seeing that individual experience for them. What is that like?
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. It allows us to be to bring them into the gym and to have them be such a big part of it. And for the folks that, as we get to know, over the last 6 months, we've gotten to know so many people, and they get to know them as well. So that kind of duality of business owner / dad that is just an integral part of the entire business. I mean, the two just completely blend and meld together when I'm there. And same thing for Chrissy, obviously.
Yeah.
So we're walking around with them. We're carrying them around. They're a part of everything that we do. Oftentimes, Jacob or Noah will be up at the front counter with us and hanging out with us. So they're there to greet people just as much as we are.
Yeah.
And it's a really neat thing. And I think that having that kind of family, the small business mentality, that I think is so important in this day and age. And then taking that one step further, where the family is literally the business, is part of the business. And I think that helps other folks to feel when they walk through the doors that this isn't just some place that I just come and bring my kids for a little while. It becomes a bigger part of their day, and that's a big part for us. That's what we want.
I love that. And coming from, a small town to West Palm, for me, and not that this is the biggest city in the world, but for me it was a big culture shock. Nothing has really made me feel more like small hometown than being a small business owner. Just for the reasons like you said, it does take this huge space and millions of people and makes it so community based. Which and again, I know we talked about this months ago with the start, and that's even how we got connected, was through a mutual friend, through Rebecca. We love you, Rebecca. That's how these things happen, is just by word of mouth and community building and community partners. So how has that influenced your growth over the last several months?
We've been incredibly fortunate with folks that have come through our door and have connected us with other entities. Our local JCC that's up in the Gardens area, that's just been it's been amazing and completely unexpected. And there's some folks that actually are a part of the actual administrative side of the JCC that have become a part of our family, basically.
Oh, cool.
And that relationship has been just absolutely amazing. And then with some of the schools and some of the other therapies, clinics that are in the area, where you don't see that. What I love is not seeing the competitive side of it.
Yeah.
And seeing the partnership side of it, because I really do think, let's face it, unfortunately, the reality is there's enough to go around when it comes to therapy, as we all know. So I think when you can create that type of partnership, as opposed to trying to look at this as, well, we're in competition with each other, we've been very fortunate with the folks that we've been able to talk to and to have those types of relationships. And I think that's so important for all of us that are in small businesses to develop those types of relationships.
There's so much truth to that, and even you and I were talking a little bit during the break about there's needs that we don't meet necessarily through our business, like going to individuals' homes, which again, I love that about my field, that we kind of help each other. We know where our niches are. So I know a few therapists in the area that go to the homes, and we'll refer that out. And I love having this extra thing to offer now of, well, hey, you're in the Gardens, Jupiter area, North County area. Because again, honestly, I get a few calls every single week from moms looking for services for their child on the spectrum around the same age as your children. It's the most common call that I get.
Yeah.
And to have, you all to refer them to, which I'm sure that there were resources around before, I didn't know about them, So the more that we educate ourselves and find out about these partners and talk to each other and be able to refer to each other, it just makes the whole community stronger. So I love having those connections, basically, because it's just, it makes us more informed. And if we can't meet a need for whatever reason, we know we can point them in the right direction. I think that's great. And I feel that way about, working in senior care too. I feel like there is more than enough work to go around with senior care. And these things can be competitive networks, but we're really just better as a field the more that we encourage one another. So I'm really glad you brought that up. If someone's listening, watching tonight, they've not heard about your program, how can they get in touch with you, ask you any questions, find out your schedule? How can they reach you?
Our website is gotriumphkids.com. And then our Facebook page is Go Triumph Kids. So facebook.com/Go Triumph Kids. Either way is a great way. Our phone number, everything's listed on there, our hours of operation. I do the blog posting on there, so I try to keep it as up to date as I can and try to put some good informative information in there. So we're pretty good about keeping everything up to date. I try very hard as I can to be accurate on everything that we
And
put
it's just
up.
you guys, you don't have social...
Somebody got us up and running.
Okay.
So we hired somebody.
Because that's a lot. It's a big commitment to keep up with social media.
It is a huge thing. And it's in this field, and I would argue in most small businesses, especially local businesses, is probably one of the most important things you can do.
Staying present is this. I mean, we're in a
Agreed.
society where if it doesn't exist in the flick of a finger, it doesn't exist. So kudos to you guys for being so present. I mean, I can't go on my Facebook without seeing you, and I love it.
Thanks.
Yeah, which is great. And you do Instagram as well, right?
Yep, we do Instagram, Twitter.
Excellent.
Yep, everything I can possibly get my fingers into. I'm trying to get it all out there, and again, I truly think. I mean, perfect example is a mom who was visiting from New York, who's an ad exec, sat with me for about 2 hours and went over everything, all the do's and don'ts of Instagram. And it was, oh my, you can't get that information. I mean, that you certainly would have to pay for it,
Right?
And even then, you would not necessarily get the information.
Yeah.
Somebody would do it for you. This
That's
was somebody
awesome.
sitting with me and just while our kids were playing, telling me everything I could possibly want to know. It was amazing. I mean, absolutely amazing.
That's amazing. And now that's knowledge you have. I'm sure you're going to run across, small business owner or a startup in the future and can share that on. And again, that's just that's the ripple effect.
That's the way it works.
Kindness matters. Just for her to
That's
just
it.
take that time to sit down. I love it. One more time with your phone number, email, web address.
Sure. So the phone number to contact us is 561-906-8674, and our website is gotriumphkids.com.
That's wonderful. And talk about your schedule. We're going into summer. Last week we talked about some fun craft ideas, for parents to keep their kids engaged. What are some fun things you guys got going on this summer?
So we're running summer camp for the entire summer.
Okay.
So we have 20 campers every day. And during those times, we do all different classes. So we do music classes, obviously once a week. We do arts and crafts every day. We do sensory class every day. We do yoga and some movers class. We're going to do Zumba, I think, a little bit later on this summer. We're going to do a couple Zumba classes as well.
Awesome. What ages?
Go all the way up to age 10.
Okay. Wonderful. And all inclusive?
All inclusive, yeah.
Very
All
cool.
kids, and we're open till 8 o'clock every night.
I love it. That's so great. You guys are going to have a fun summer.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's so funny. Like in our field, people are like, oh, things quiet down summer. No, we got like 7
yeah.
summer camps. Like we are raring to go. But it's fun. It's something new, exciting every day. The kids have new creative energy. Again, we're so thrilled to be partnered with you guys and be able to be a part of this journey with you. So thank you for being, allowing PBMTI to join you. I know Miss Abby loves it and loves you guys. Thank you for coming on. Wish you all the success in the world. And hopefully you'll come back and maybe another 8-month checkup.
I like it. Thanks, Bree.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much, Randy. Everyone, happy Father's Day. I hope that, again, these stories, this music has helped you honor someone in your life or remember someone special in your life. We look forward to seeing you next Wednesday, our first ever on-location show at Juniors at Meisner. See you there. Have a great week. Thank you for listening to Connections. We hope you enjoyed today's program and discover new ways to bring creativity into your home or place of work. If you have any questions for our host, Bree, or today's guest, please email them at bree@pbmti.com or call at 561-747-9944. Thank you for sharing the music with us.